Hi, I'm David Lee. Welcome to my kitchen and another adventure at Culinary Capers. Glad you're here today. If you remember a few months ago, I did my homemade mustard. And it's a very unique mustard. In fact, several of you have made it, and I'm glad you have and know you enjoy it as much as I do. Well, that got me to really thinking, gee, there's some other kind of mustards. I wonder if I could make some other mustards. And I actually found out that stone ground or grain mustard is something I also use all the time. So at any rate, I want to show you how to make your own stone ground mustard. So you go, why would I want to do that? Well, for a couple of reasons. Number one, the flavors are just more interesting. And secondly, that's very inexpensive to make. So anyway, the simple ingredients for this one, and by the way, there's many ways to make this. This is the one I like, is I'm going to use yellow mustard seeds and brown mustard seeds, 1/3 cup of white vinegar, 1/4 cup of white wine, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. That's all it is. So let's get started. Okay, so in a glass bowl, I want to put my mustard seeds, and I've said this to you before. So we have 1/4 cup of those. I've gotten into buying all my spices at Penzeys online, Penzeys Seed Company, and they're very, very reasonably priced. And so I like to buy really small quantities of everything I do. And if you get in their email list, about every month they have free shipping, so that you can just have fresh herbs all the time. So that's our yellow mustard seeds. Now the brown mustard seeds, same amount. One-fourth of a cup. So how did I figure this out? I just spent an afternoon on YouTube watching people make mustard, and I got out 4 or 5 cookbooks, and I've kind of added this and that, and this is the flavor I like. So now I've got my 2 mustards in here, and it already measured out my 1/3 cup of white wine vinegar. And we'll add our salt, and then 1/4 cup, I'm sorry, 1/2 cup, I'm sorry, it's a 1/2 cup of the white wine. That didn't sound like quite enough. Okay. Now, stir it around just to make sure we dissolve the salt. We got that done. Now we want to cover it with plastic wrap. Nice and tight. There. Now we set this aside for 2 days. And let the mustard seeds soak up the vinegar and the wine. So we're going to set that one aside. And now I have one that's been sitting aside for 2 days. And you can compare it to the other one and see how it has soaked up most of the vinegar into the seeds. So now we'll get our trusty blender out. Here we go. And here we go. Now, I've found that I got to mix it up a little bit just to grind it up a little bit. And next time you're in the store, you'll see, also look at all the jars like I do, and you'll see different consistencies. Some of them, and some people like it with some of the whole grains in there. I like it just a little bit more all blended together. But it's whatever you desire. There we go. So now we have our own mustard, homemade mustard. So there you have my homemade mustard, all ready to put in a couple jars, one for me and one to share with a neighbor. So I hope you'll think about trying this yourself, because it's a lot of fun, and I gotta tell you, I love the tangy flavor. There you have it, my own stone ground mustard. Hope you'll try it. Thanks for coming to my kitchen, and see you soon. Bye now.